Hi there, everybody. It's Coach Debbie. Thanks for joining me as we're going to work out together, you and I. I want you to get a stable, reliable chair that you can sit on comfortably without worrying about its stability. I want you to get a workout band if you have one, and I want you to get at least 2 challenging weights. If you can get a variety of weights, that would be great. So welcome to my bedroom. This is where I do a lot of my workouts because it has happy lighting, and I have several mirrors to check my form. I usually crank music, so this is challenging for me, and I also normally have 4 fans cranked to cool me down. So I'm omitting that for your benefit, but I was asked this week in my challenge group, which is wrapping up this weekend, what is kind of the quickest way to get really strong, like to get all of that muscle definition. The first thing is going to be nutrition. If your nutrition is crazy, there are no workouts that are going to undo what you have done with your fork. So really, to have that muscle definition means you're going to eat well, and that way you're going to change your body the most. And then after that, I would say lifting heavy weights. I will do some body weight stuff, absolutely, but nothing compares to lifting weights. No cardio, none of that. And you want to get enough rest. Otherwise, your muscles never repair from those workouts that you're doing. And so therefore, you don't create that lean muscle mass. And, we always have to factor in genetics. Like, there's only, there's going to be some limitations along the way. So anyway, enough chatting. This is how I real life work out. I have tons of videos on YouTube. If you ever do my programs, which I have a new one coming out soon, those are hidden workouts. So this is how I work out, unfiltered, real life. So I'll probably only talk during my rest breaks. Okay, so feel free to join along. This should be somewhere around 20 to 21 minutes. But when I work out, I do it based on reps. I don't do intervals of time. I do intervals of reps. So whether a move takes me 30 seconds to do or 3 minutes to do, that's how long it's going to take. So let's start by warming up. I have not done that yet. And I hate that Facebook Lives have to be done vertically. All of my workout videos are actually horizontal. So it's difficult because I'm stuck in between these spaces. So I'll probably go off screen a little bit. The first thing I do, which I don't have my timer, but the first thing I do are standing glute squeezes because I do so much glute work and I want you to do a lot of glute work that you need to train your mind. What does it feel like to actually work my booty? So I stand, I do a pelvic tilt, I have soft knees, and I squeeze my booty for 20 seconds, making sure my shoulders don't come up high like this, but I just stay relaxed. I've got my belly pulled in a little bit. Again, I normally literally stare at my phone timer for 20 seconds, so I don't know. Then I kind of stretch out the glutes. I'm going to do this 3 times through. So you definitely, here's my second of 3 times. You definitely want to make sure that you're taking rest during workouts, that you're cleared to work out. You have to have perfect form. You're going to push really hard and rest as needed throughout these rest-based workouts. It's really hard to know if this is 20 seconds or not. Today has been such a good day. I hope it's been a great day for you. I know there's lots of unexpected twists and turns, but you can still thrive today on Thriving Thursday. Today is kind of a weird day. My kids are not in school for a full day, so that shortens the amount of time I can get things done. So fingers crossed I get to shower at some point today. All right, that's good enough. All right, so the way I warm up before my own personal home workouts, I only and always work out at home, is the same way you'll see my warm-up videos on YouTube. So I have a couple of warm-up videos, so I do the same thing. The thing that's different about how I work out at home, like I mentioned, compared to workout videos that you do with me on video. On video, I do intervals by time. My personal workouts are intervals by reps. And the amount of reps I do varies. Sometimes I will do unto failure or just short of failure, muscle failure, where I can't do anymore. Other times, if I'm really in a hurry, then I'll do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps. It kind of depends on what I'll do in that regard, just based on how I'm feeling, things like that. All right, so I'm going to do a pigeon-toed, calf raise. I'm so glad that you're doing this with me. It's going to be fabulous. When people talk about having motivation to work out, I honestly am never, ever, 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 ever motivated to work out. I never feel like working out. So I don't base my workouts on emotions because our feelings will always lie to us. So I just do it as a matter of discipline. It is just something that we have to create habits, and that's a whole different Facebook Live to talk about building habits. But motivation is always going to waver, always. And so I just don't let myself debate if I feel like working out or not. That's never. All right, so I'm doing big hip circles in both directions. And so that way it kind of becomes more matter of fact, more of just an appointment with myself. I always remind myself how good it feels after a workout. You always feel empowered, you feel strong, you feel happy, all of those things. We want those feelings, but you know, it's kind of like, to me, I never debate like looking at other guys. I don't look at other men and think like, are they hotter than my husband? Or, you know, are they sweeter than my husband? I'm like, why would I do that? I'm in a committed marriage with someone I love, and I want to stay faithful in all regards, right? So it's the same way with our fitness. We just don't debate, do I feel like being married today? Do I feel like being kind and forgiving? No way. You do it because you're committed. You make that decision in advance, right? All right, so I like to go side to side. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. And so if you're not in my current challenge group, you will be invited to join my new one that's coming up. It's going to get us through the holiday season. We want to be, even if you just maintain through the holiday season, that's far better than gaining through the holiday season, right? All right, we're going to take it to squats. And I've kind of already warmed up before this a little bit by, I went on a walk with my husband and dogs around the neighborhood. Then I did walk my stairs. Y'all know I like to do that. So I have gotten a little bit of movement done in between computer work. Believe it or not, my job involves a lot of sitting, writing blogs, writing emails, scheduling posts. All of these things involve a lot of sitting. So it feels good to break up my day with movement. What else do I do? As we're warming up, we're trying to mimic the moves that we're doing during the workout so that the muscles are not going to get pulled. We're trying to reduce soreness. And then when I'm done, I always cool down. So every workout, I'm always going to warm up and I'm always going to cool down every time. And I can just hold on to this dresser here. Isn't this so glamorous? You know, this is just real life, how I work out with my stained carpet. Just pretend you don't see that. Because, I mean, I've got kids and dogs. So why replace the carpet when it's just going to stay like this for the end of time? So I'm going to start, like I do every workout, I start on the ground. Can you see my little beauty ring, that little light right here? That's to, because otherwise it's really dark and you won't be able to see me. So I start every workout down on the floor, doing side plank leg lifts. I do this to strengthen my hips. I want strong hips, so I do this every workout. And I have, after that, how many moves is this? 5 total moves. So in case you're just jumping on, you are going to do this workout where you need a band, at least 2 heavy weights, and a chair. It'd be a good idea to have some water. And I think we're ready. This is the part where I'm always like, you can do this. And I don't wait long. So I'm going to start my Apple Watch. I just pick traditional strength training because this is not really a HIIT workout. A lot of people maybe want to do HIIT workouts. That's not my style. So, all right, here we go. So I'm going to do 10 on each side. I know you can't see my entire leg. And this is always hard. I've been doing this for years where I start my workout like this. Every home workout I do, every time. I don't do this in our program workout videos. It's not the beginning of that, but it's a must. And it never gets easier. In case you're like, when do workouts get easier? Never. Never. They never get easier. You just get stronger. That's the deal. That's the reality of it all. All right, so I do this 3 times through. So 3 times on each leg. And I do encourage you to work out in front of a mirror like the one behind me. It makes a huge difference. A lot of times I'm checking my neck, like where is my neck? Because if your neck is not positioned right, there's a chance you'll hurt your back, for example. So you really want to make sure your positioning is good. And usually I can see myself in the mirror doing this move, and it always makes me laugh when I see my skin. It always reminds me of all of my pregnancies when I see the skin. I mean, that's just like a souvenir, right? We got different souvenirs. I will notice, you know, my stretch marks. And I'm like, well, I carried life. There it is. Oh, so hard. I hope you're doing this with me. If not now, then some point before bedtime. For me, I do like to work out earlier in the day because the afternoon I get weaker and I just won't do it. Woo! Ow, 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 ow. And normally when I do my personal workouts, maybe I can move this and you can see better. I make lots of noises, like lots of noises. So here's how we're gonna start. Well, I guess we kind of already started. I'm gonna get that chair. I like to do, these are for hip thrusts. So I'm gonna grab my band, grab your band. You're welcome to do a weight across your hips. I like to do that for sure. The thing about hip thrusts is you wanna make sure that you're working your butte, okay? So I'm gonna have my band, I use the glute loop. I've got that above my knees. I'll probably have to adjust to like fit into the camera screen. But I do hip thrusts a variety of ways. But for this, I've got the edges of my shoulder blades on a chair. The chair is not gonna do this, but I do have to trust the chair. Then I look in the mirror, I check my form. I want my calves, my shins to be vertical. This I want to be a straight line across. Okay, so I'm gonna now start pushing outward against my band, and I'm gonna do 1 1/4 thrusts. So what that means is, again, you wanna make sure your glutes are doing all the work. I'm always driving my knees out. I'm gonna dip down, and then I'm gonna use my glutes. I'm gonna come up 1, drop down for 1/4. That's 1, 2, and 2. 3 and 3. And I am doing a slight pelvic scoop. So when I get down here, I'm actually tilting my pelvis. 5. And I do that so that my back does not take over in the move. I've learned that if I want my glutes to do the work, that means my back should not take over. Lots of burning. And notice that my head is not looking up at the ceiling. I've got that neck placement in check, right? So I'm driving my knees out. I'm doing pelvic tilts, making sure I'm not using my back. I'm having to count these 1 1/4 reps, keeping my head up, and now I rest. That's 15. So when I'm doing my workout, so this is the glute loop, when I'm doing my personal workouts, again, this is not always how I structure my program videos. I am resting a long time. During our videos, we kind of crank it out at a faster speed. You rest as needed. But for my personal workouts, I'm going to rest a long time so that I'm ready to do set 2. In my programs, we typically, sometimes, I switch it up so much, but it's common to do a circuit, so I would move on to a second move. At home, I'm not going to do that. I'm going right back to the chair. So I'm going to do everything in sets. So I got to get set up again. Vertical shins, right? So check the mirror for vertical shins. Start driving out my knees, making sure this is all flat. Edges of my shoulder blades on the chair. Dipping down. You can even tap your butt to the floor. 1 1/4 for 15. And really, your glutes are such a big muscle that you can do 30 at a time. For real. You'll be, when I've done that, with or without weights across my hips, because with weights is very powerful and a great idea, I scream. Like I'm in labor. I'll be screaming. I'm at 9. It's all about the glutes. Trying to get that full range of motion. I think this is 12. Oh, hopefully this is still working. I'm going to stop at like 20, 21 minutes. But other moves are going to be faster. This is just a really time-consuming move, but I want to do it right. And honestly, if you want to build your booty, you have to do a lot of glute work. It can't be just like you do squats, you know, like 21 squats a week. You won't get a good butt. You just won't. All right, so I'm setting back up as if it's my first time. Shoulders on the chair, knees driving out, vertical shin, straight across to begin with. Head up, I'm kind of looking forward, watching my form. I'm going to dip, pelvic tilt, 1 1/4. And then 2 1/4. It's a lot. And again, it's kind of rushed for time because you could do up to 30 reps and it would be okay because the glutes can take that kind of stress. This took me a long time to learn this move, so I would master it without weights before you add in bands or dumbbells. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm at 11. Sometimes just knowing the clock is ticking, I'm like, I gotta go on. I don't have time to rest. But I think using the bands, if your back tends to take over for this move, the band will actually relieve some of that pressure. Okay, so we're gonna take off the band, give our skin a break. You can use rubber bands, like the elastic rubber, but it's not as good. I mean, I'll just say it. Okay, so now, still gonna have my chair, but we're gonna switch it to squats. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Oh my goodness. So, heavy weight for these squats. How are y'all doing? Are y'all doing this with me? You better be doing this. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my heavy dumbbells and keep them at the shoulder. This is like pushing it. This is like such a narrow space. All right, so I gotta get my weights. I've got them ready to go. And we're gonna start by being seated. All right, so I've got my legs pretty wide on purpose, and I'm kind of starting here on purpose. Start at the edge of your chair, and all you're gonna do is tap that butt, but I'm looking at those vertical shins, angled out, and we're simply gonna go, I don't know, we'll see if we can do like 15. So I'm just tapping, keeping my feet flat. I have done this workout 2 times before. So I do my workouts for about 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. This is hard to count and talk. So you're taking it really wide. The chair is here so that you hit a decent depth. You don't have to have the chair. Oh my word, I'm dying. Dying. And my knees crack a lot, so if you hear cracking, I'm okay. All right, so I'm at 15. Woo. Knowing that it's gonna get harder round 2 and 3. So remember, I'll just rest for a second. Remember, if I were doing this for you in a program, we would change moves just so you'd have recovery and could do something different. But for me, this is a lot of times how I'll do it. Sometimes I'll do supersets. That means going back and forth between 2 moves. So I would do, for example, what have I even done? I've already forgotten. Hip thrusts and those side plank leg raises. I would just go back and forth, still doing them each 3 times, but changing it. So there's lots of different ways that I structure my workouts. All right, so here's round 2 of 3. Sitting on the very edge of the chair. Legs ultra wide. You almost can't take them too wide. All right, so you ready? We're going up and barely tapping, so you gotta push that booty back. I do lots of lower body work because that's where the big muscles are. That's my weakest part of my body, the one that likes to store the most fat. But by doing this, I mean, I'm literally holding heavy weights. So that's upper body work right there. I think I'm at 13. Oh my goodness. But I do feel like by working out early in the day, you know, I mean, my son gets up at 3:30 to work out, which is nuts. But by working out early in the day, it makes the rest of the day easier. You'll be more productive, more creative. You'll be better hydrated. You'll be more likely to eat well, and you'll sleep well. A lot of people, if they work out too close to bedtime, they can't sleep well. So morning is where it's at. Plus, I've got coffee in my system, which is going to enhance my workouts and enhance fat loss. Did you know that? All right, so round 3. Mercy, we're already at 14 minutes. So you want to make sure, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're not lifting heavy enough, you're pacing yourself and you're not going to get all the results. I mean, you're doing the moves anyway. You're spending the time. Go heavier, 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 heavier. Lifting 5-pound weights will not sculpt your body. Sorry, it won't. Oh my word. All right, so I'm gonna put these weights up, move my chair. Woo! Die 1,000 deaths. All right, so we're done with the chair. Now, still resting, not fully recovering, but recovering enough to move on. Got 2 moves left. The next move Oh my word, I can't even talk. The next move, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter, and we're gonna do good mornings. Still holding the weights up here, so that's gonna give us some upper body work. We're still working all of this. This move takes practice in order to feel it where you're supposed to feel it. Again, it took me years of just going through the motions of this move, not understanding it. It's going to give a nice hamstring stretch, but more importantly, you're just basically bending over. And just practice this without weights. You saw me do this during our warm-up. I'm pulling my belly in, pushing my butt back like I'm closing a car door with my butt. My back is flat, but I'm trying to, right here, fire my glutes. Glutes, 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 glutes to stand. So here we go. Stretch, 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 stretch. Glutes, 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 glutes. Okay? All right, so I'm getting lighter weights. And I kind of tuck them behind my shoulder blades. My feet are parallel, belly in, and I will kind of check myself in the mirror. So you're getting that hamstring stretch. My elbows are out wide, getting a chest stretch, and you're just going to take it as far as your body's going to allow. So you're thinking about a hamstring stretch, and then using your glutes to stand, and that just takes time and practice. So my goal is to do 12 to 15 of these. I'm so hot. I'm roasting. And I miss music. It's very hard to do a silent workout. It's also very hard. I'm trying to keep my elbows out really wide. All right, so I'm going to put these down to rest. "17 minutes. So this workout's going to go longer than I'd like, but I'm also talking. I don't normally talk during my workouts. I don't talk to myself. I just crank it out. All right, I'm ready. Woo! All right, so round 2 of 3. Dying. So this is my second workout of the week. Normally I would have worked out yesterday, but you know how things go. I knew my day was too busy. I had multiple appointments. It just wasn't going to happen. So it's nice to have flexibility, and 2 rest days was awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm dying. I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. And that's 15. Now I'll rest. Putting these weights, I'm putting them on my chair because I don't want to wreck my comforter on my bed. Oh my goodness. And I'm literally too lazy to get my workout gloves. I just can't even care. It's like, we got to get it done. So I just wait till I can kind of catch my breath a little bit. If you're curious, the glute loop, you can just Google, or you can get, whatever kind of fabric band from Amazon. Obviously a chair. The dumbbells, you're going to start wherever you are. You just want to be challenged and need to take rest. For me, for this workout, I could probably go a little heavier with like those chair squats, but I was too lazy to go downstairs, get my heavier weights. So for this particular workout, I'm using both 20s and 25s in case you're curious. All right, so this is the last round of these good mornings. Taking that chest wide, those elbows are flared out, feet parallel, hinging at the hip, trying to close that car door. My eyes kind of follow, like they look in front of me at the wall and then down to the floor. It's similar to a deadlift, if it kind of feels familiar to you. And after this, we just have one move left. And that's going to be using the band again. And you'll want something stable to hold on to. countertop, a dresser, chair railing, I mean not chair, staircase, banister thing. I think that's 15, I'm not really sure. Oh my word, I'm dying. Woo! Okay, so done with weights, but getting back on the band. The band you can use for this next move above or below the knee. So you're gonna base it on where do I feel it the most, which gives me the most glute activation. I'm gonna put it above my knee. This is a really tight, strong band, so I want more range of motion, so I put it above my knee because my thighs are stronger than my calves. I'm gonna hold on to my bed post. Dang, 21 minutes, so this is a long workout. All right, I'm getting my arms straight. I'm going way far back like I'm a skier. And I'm gonna hold on, and I'm gonna step back diagonally. And so it's like not going out to the side and not going behind. And the key, really, what's working the most is the leg that's not moving. This leg, this glute is working the most. I'm keeping my shin vertical. I'm in a nice low squat, and my glute is on fire because I'm trying to not move that planted leg. I kind of lost count, but we're going for 15. So I don't know what that is. Oh my goodness. All right, same thing, straight arm, because I want to be real far back. Tuck in my loose skin. I'm gonna get this squat in place. Low, vertical shin, hand on hip, and I'm going diagonally. Firing that booty, I'm making sure my butt is tight for 15. I can see my bed is moving. I'm trying not to move it because I want this immobile leg to do all the work. Oh my word. Tuck in my skin. All right, so straight arm, way far back like that skier. Get that stable leg to be unable to move at all. 15 on each side for 3 rounds, which means 45 per leg, which is a lot. I think that's 15. I'm gonna switch, trying to speed things up for time's sake because this has gone longer than I want. And I kind of want more coffee before 12 o'clock noon. So there's some motivation for you. Oh my goodness. But just remember, if you're eating garbage and you think a 20-minute workout is going to fix anything, it will not. So if you only have 20 minutes, really, you're literally so busy. You're like, I got 20 minutes, how do I spend it? You're gonna spend it in the kitchen. You're not gonna work out, you're gonna skip a workout, and you're gonna cook some healthy food. All right, here we go. Hopefully you have enough time to do both, but if you ever are in a position to pick, that is what I would pick. All right, I'm at 9, 10, I'm like, come on. And I'm really trying to stretch this band. How far can I stretch the band? Oh my goodness. I still have to cool down. Still gotta stretch after this. Oh. Woo! Sweaty Eddie. I'm at 12. And we're done. We still gotta cool down. So that was 24 minutes, longer than I'd like. If you're curious, that was 143 active calories. And just for the record, you know, I'm not like a calorie freak. I'm really not. Like, there's just so many better ways to monitor our nutrition. But, so that workout, right, 24 minutes, what did I say, 143 calories. We got to stretch and cool down now. In comparison, I can't talk. I walked my staircase. I just walk up and down really slowly. I hold onto the handrail and scroll Facebook. That was 30 minutes, and I burned 130 calories. So almost the same amount of calories. So the point I'm making is we need to be mobile. We are such good sitters, right? We're such a sedentary society. If you want to get lean and really like feel comfortable in your clothes, be active. Be active. Maybe you're not going to do a workout like I just did. That's okay. But you can't just be on the couch and then in your office chair and then at the kitchen table and then behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And so that's going to take being intentional. So all this is my cool down, by the way, these static stretches. We have to be intentional or it's never going to happen. And so if you've kind of been stuck in a cycle of nothing's changing, guess what? Nothing will change. You will not magically wake up a different person tomorrow. So what can you do today that will benefit your health? Really? Because yes, this workout was really hard. It was really, really hard, especially those hip thrusts. Pick your hard. Pick your hard. It's hard to be obese. It's hard to get winded walking up a flight of stairs, right? So everybody's got hard. What do you want? Do you want it to be hard doing squats? Or do you want it to be hard getting out of bed because you're so exhausted and stiff and don't have any energy? So we're all doing hard things, but which one is the better choice, right? What else do I stretch? I kind of do this spin and twist situation. Oh, my Apple Watch says, keep crushing it, Debbie. I love that. I think that's a good enough stretch for me. I'm ready for coffee. Okay, this was a really long Facebook Live. I'm so glad that you joined me. I hope this helped kind of show how I work out. Again, a lot of my programs, I have different styles. Ask the girls in my Fit and 5 program, or maybe you're in it and you're watching now. We do all different workout layouts so that it does stay fun. Right now, the way I feel is a light years better than when I started 24 minutes ago. I swear, I feel strong. I feel proud of myself. I feel confident. I feel happy. And while, yes, that's 30 minutes of my day, now I can be ultra productive knowing my kids are going to be home. Oh my goodness, my kids are going to be home in like an hour. It's like a preschool schedule today. It's terrible. But it's okay because I've done my me time so that then my cup is full and I have the energy to parent well with joy. And my kids actually have a cross-country meet this afternoon. So they're going to be doing their exercise this afternoon. I'll be cheering for them as they race. I don't ever run. But the same way I love cheering for you as you do hard things physically, just know you're invited. Not yet, not yet. But my new program will be starting, I don't know when, maybe in like, let's say a week, if I can get my life together. And I want you to be there because I want you to feel your best during this holiday season, because it's pretty typical to gain unwanted pounds and get out of those health habits and then promise yourself you'll start in the new year in January. We're going to skip all that riffraff and stay on top of our game. So thanks for joining me for the longest Facebook Live in creation. If you didn't do the workout yet, because you're like, I can't do it right now, I'm just watching, please do it later. Please share this, tag a friend, send it to email it to yourself so that you don't forget to do it, because I very rarely offer free full-length workout videos, even though it's kind of a weird style. All right, so thanks for joining me all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.